Good morning, students. Students, as in our previous videos, we were discussing about microbes, and I told you that how the microbes are providing benefit to the human beings by different ways. In the same series, today I want to discuss the last one topic, how the microorganisms are used as a biofertilizers. Students, actually, before starting the topic, I want to discuss that what are fertilizers. Fertilizers are the generally those chemicals, okay, which are being used by human beings to increase the fertility of the soil or to enhance the crop production. So however, I want to tell you that when from after the time period of green revolution, the India um, increased its capability to produce output of the agricultural products, but instead of it, I want to tell you that excessive use of these chemical fertilizers, because the farmers are now focusing on to the pesticide, insecticide, as well as the fertilizers too, which can increase the fertility of the soil. While we are using these chemical fertilizers, while the farmers are using these chemical fertilizers, sometimes it is increasing the fertility of the soil, but it is also causing different kinds of pollution too. It's a great example is water pollution, or one another example is biological magnification. Okay, due to it nowadays we are observing that the population of birds is regularly decreasing. So instead of using these chemical fertilizers, why shouldn't we go for organic farming? While in organic farming we do not have to reliable on these chemical fertilizers. Instead of them we can go for biofertilizers. Actually, what are biofertilizers? I want to tell you that biofertilizers are those kind of organisms that can enrich the nutritional quality of the soil by increasing the availability of the nutrients for the crops. Means biofertilizers are those microorganisms or those organisms which can increase the nutritional value of the soil, and which can increase the nutrients in the soil for the crop plant. Okay, now I want to tell you that what are the various sources as a biofertilizer, and in another words, I can say that what are the different fertilizers which farmers can use to increase the fertility of soil. The first kind of biofertilizers are bacteria. Now, bacteria, there are various types of bacteria. Now, initially, I am talking about the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and we are studying about them from the very earlier classes. Now, there are some nitrogen fixing bacteria, okay, which can fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms like nitrate or nitrites. Uh, and these organic forms can be used by the plants as a nutritional as a nutrition resource. So rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria which is present in the root nodules of the legumes, or means the plant which belong to the leguminaceae family. They have some nodules on their roots, and in these nodules there are some bacteria which are called as rhizobium, and these rhizobium can fix the atmospheric nitrogen into organic compounds, and these organic compounds can be utilized by the plants. Okay, so instead of using NPK where the nitrogen is cheap resource, what we can do, we can go for the cultivation of the legume family plants, and they will directly increase the nitrogen content in the soil, and the next time we can go for the other crop, and while the nitrogen is increased in the soil, they will flourish very much. Now the another kind of bacteria, azobacter and azospirillum, are free living bacteria. The first ones are symbiotic bacteria, and these are free living bacteria. So they can directly absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere or from the soil, and it can convert into the nitrogen or organic compounds, and these compounds can be utilized by plants. Similar to them, there are some fungus too, which can also increase the fertility of the soil, or which can use as a biofertilizers. Okay, I want to give you an example of the mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a symbiotic association of fungus, and this fungus generally grows in the towards the grows along with the roots of the some plants, and the plants which are especially belong to the glomus genus. Actually, these symbiotic fungus can absorb phosphorus from the soil and can provide to the plant. Okay, so if they if the plant is growing in a particular locality where the phosphorus is less in soil, so they can provide phosphorus to that particular plant, as well as they have some other benefits too. They can provide resistance to plant against the root-borne pathogens, as well as they provide resistivity to the plant against the drought as well as the salinity, and they can also increase the plant growth and its development. Now, after it, at last, I want to discuss about some microbes which are preferred as cyanobacteria or blue green algae. ठीक है, actually cyanobacteria or blue green algae are the autotrophic microorganisms, and these can find anywhere. These can be found in aquatic as well as the terrestrial environment, and most of them can fix atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds. The examples of cyanobacteria or blue green algae are Anabina, nostoc, as well as oscillatoria. And if you are growing them in the paddy field, they can increase the fertility of soil by a drastic rate. So BGA means blue green algae can be used as a biofertilizer, as it increases the content of the nitrogen in the soil, as well as it also increases the organic matter for in the soil, which can also increases the humus layer of the soil and increase the fertility of the soil. So in this way, today we discussed about three different types of microorganisms which can be used as a bio fertilizers. I hope so you understood well. Okay, still if you are feeling any difficulty, please concern. Once again, I will meet you with some new topics. Thank you. Bye bye and have a nice day.